Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios, this is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy Jay.
Attention to come on here every night and always talk about a bunch of Cowboys. But aren't they good at taking the headlines? Aren't they just great at just grabbing attention? The best. Ain't nobody better. Because, of course, the owner puts his pecker on the table and brags about how big it is on the night that he signs his wide receiver.
I love
as they fly in, probably the next starting running back who is on his way to the Metro Sex for a big visit.
Let's get into it right away.
Cowboys.
It's football season. Let's start it off with some Cowboy talk, baby. Shit, let's get it.
In the
out
building.
The gate.
All right.
It's football season, man.
Broadcasting one more time from inside, deep inside the New York Yankees clubhouse here. I am Mike Taylor with Rudy Jay. And
hello.
We've got DJ Hawk Tua back in the studio there as we get ready for yet another one of these extravaganzas in which you can subscribe to it for free. You can join this thing for only $6 a month. You'll get exclusive members-only content, which we've had a very rousing members-only a couple of days ago. We did. Not arousing. Rousing. Rousing.
Okay.
Not arousing. A little different.
Okay.
And if you want to jump in and chat with us, you may do that too. You can also buy us a coffee. You can buy us as many coffees as you want. You can also shoot us a little bit of money on the Super Chat. LG will put the links to the right-hand side of the screen in the chat. How you doing tonight?
Where is Eric Bishop? I'm fine. I'm fantastic. Good weekend.
Cool.
No, I had a good weekend. I pretty much, hung out with the in-laws and shit. So in the building, fan bought a coffee. Whoa. I'm going to leave that alone.
What do you write?
He or she put, I like big tits. I don't know.
That's okay. Well,
yeah, I didn't
shout
see
out
that.
Shout out to Annie G the third, who was in here with the Super Chat before the show even started.
It says donating early, maybe they'll come on and get this party started. I'm sleepy.
Yeah, so I don't blame her. I am too. Yeah. Dan Pod Valdez, $9.99. Bigger number for Lamb in 2024. Number of drop balls or number of pounds gained? Well, a lot of Cowboys tend to sign big deals and then get big asses. It's happened before. Let's get into there's so much Cowboy news to start with. We've got 2 actual news items and then just Jerry Jones dumbassery. So this just came down a couple of hours ago. According to Adam Schefter of Big Mickey, the Cowboys have agreed to terms with CeeDee Lamb, who has ended his holdout. He's on his way to – he waits till the end of the preseason so he ain't got to go up to the California mountains. Just chilled on the couch. That's well played. According to this, CeeDee has agreed to a 4-year, $136 million deal. It makes him the second highest paid non-quarterback in the entire NFL. A $38 million signing bonus. It is the largest signing bonus in the history of the NFL given to a wide receiver. And $100 million of the 136 is guaranteed to CeeDee Lamb, who was set to play this coming season on a 5th-year option deal, and so he decided to hold out. Justin Jefferson is the only non-quarterback that now makes more money than CeeDee, the wide receiver in Minnesota. By far, this makes CeeDee the highest-paid receiver in the history of the team. And so CeeDee, who had a great season last year and has had a great career and deserved to get top 2 or 3 wide receiver money, despite what I think about giving that kind of money to a non-quarterback, based on the market, Rudy, absolutely deserved every nickel that they paid.
First off, I want to say congratulations to CeeDee Lamb being able to start the process of setting up generational wealth. Scale Chaser Fishing Guide just subscribed. Thank you, Scale Chaser Fishing Guide. Hey, Fishing Guide. Me, Mike, and LG like to fish. Like, hit us up. Let me congratulate CeeDee Lamb. Not a lot of people in this life will get to set their families up for generational wealth where you can pass on a couple million to the grandkids. So I'm gonna congratulate him on that. And then that's where it stops. CeeDee Lamb was out there on the field when Jordan Love and a bunch of dudes came through and pissed and shitted all inside of Jerry's world. He was out there. He was out there on that team, and after one series,
there was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls.
Yes, he was out there. So you're going to have, at some point, Micah Parsons is going to be the highest paid edge rusher. Here soon, Dak Prescott's going to be a top 3 quarterback, and CeeDee Lamb is a top 2 non-quarterback paid of all time, all to be eliminated in the wild card round. Props to CeeDee. Congratulations, my brother. Most of us will never see 100 million, but it's just not good business. It's just not. I get it. It's the market. It is what it is. But he was out there. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And this isn't me picking on the Cowboys. I didn't get it for Tyreek. I didn't get it for Devontae Adams. I damn sure don't get it for Justin Jefferson. They had a rookie quarterback who's out for the season. God knows who's going to be throwing him the ball. I don't get it. I don't get it. Keep in mind, Cincinnati still ain't paid Jamar Chase. All right? They still haven't paid Jamar Chase. I don't get it. I don't think it's good business. He was out there when they got their ass kicked the last 3 years. Green Bay, twice against San Francisco. He's out there. If he's that much of a difference maker, why are they going home early all the time? I don't get it. And I'm happy for CeeDee. I'm not pocket watching. I'm happy for him. But and not only that, if you're gonna give him the money, what's all the fiasco about? Why the back and forth and like, oh, we don't miss you. And the competitiveness, but we don't miss you. We're fine. Like, what is all of that shit for then? Is this really reality TV? Or are we doing big boy football business? What are we doing?
The Cowboys are absolutely reality TV. Jerry keeps his name in the headlines, calling out CeeDee Lamb. Hell, remember Zeke who? He took shots at Zeke Elliott only to bend over backwards for him. This club, they took shots at Dez Bryant, leaked information about his personal life to the NFL Network and still wound up paying Dez. That's what they do. They play all of y'all for a fool. Notice I said all of y'all. Y'all.
What do you mean, y'all? What's in that cup, sir?
Crystal Light.
Oh.
All right. We're setting up a major announcement by me.
This is a bit. This ain't
not
real.
This ain't real. Before you do that, shout out to Vince Trevino for the 3 coffees that he just bought. Happy Monday. Let's have a great week. And Harley with $2 up in here says that he was honking at you on Petranco, Rudy, Saturday morning.
Dude. So I try to walk every day. And every day somebody starts honking at me. And I'm like, first of all, I know how people text and drive. So I'm always got my head on the swivel. I don't know if somebody's going to run me over. And every day I'm like, I don't know who that was honking at me, but I throw up the deuce. So I remember that honk, and it was like an excessive one. It was like they pretty much stopped traffic. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I know exactly which honk you're speaking of, L. Harley. Thank you for giving me some love, man. I appreciate the honks. Honk if you see this really good-looking, dark-skinned male walking up and down Petranco like a madman.
Can't you just see Rudy, old man, power walking down Petranco?
Dude, that's exactly what it is, Mike. Mike.
With a weight vest.
It is, Mike. That's exactly what it is. Old man power walking.
I've seen it. You posted videos of you in action. I've seen them.
Hey, just trying to stay young and virile, man.
Man, they say walking is the best exercise that you can do. So this motherfucker. Shout out to L. Harley. Appreciate the honks. The honks keep me going.
Appreciate you, Harley. So this is another actual news item from the evening. This has been confirmed now by 3 people, so this is going to happen. So the Cowboys are flying the veteran running back Dalvin Cook to the Metrosex as we speak.
I like that. He's going to be cheap.
They sent the jet to get him.
He can play. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they sent Jerry's jet?
Yeah, they sent the jet to get him.
Oh, and he's a Cowboy then.
Yeah,
you don't send a
like
jet for somebody that ain't going to make the team.
Right. Well, Jerry's talking big shit these days, so I don't know. Yeah, you don't burn gas money on the jet for sure.
And Mike,
Cowboys,
the running game looks like shit, Mike. I get it.
The worst in the league. I've said that all year. 4-time Pro Bowl running back Dalvin Cook. Now, last year, of course, he got hurt. Although he's been working out, says he feels better than he has in his entire career this year.
Oh my God! Of course,
he's still productive when he's not hurt. That's the problem.
Dalvin.
He's hurt. Dalvin Cook has averaged 92 yards from scrimmage a game in his career. If you take out last season, in which he really never got a chance to establish anything with New York because of the injury, he averaged 107 yards from scrimmage even last year when he was playing hurt. Dalvin Cook, if he stays healthy, takes the Cowboys from the 32nd ranked running game to maybe like the 15th or 16th, if you still think Zeke has anything at all in the tank. And that, of course, way remains to be seen. You like the Dalvin Cook-Zeke duo? The old dudes? Old men
I like
reunited?
So this is the thing. And this is another, again, I know this is going to feel like a Cowboy bashing hour. But last year, we don't want no Dalvin Cook. We got Tony Pollard. Dalvin Cook. It's always a year late and $1 short.
Absolutely.
But props to the Cowboys. Like, they watched the preseason games and they were like, this ain't it. We're going to have to do something. We have Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is only productive when he has a running game.
Dak Prescott sucks.
Yeah, he does. This whole team sucks, top to bottom. I'm so over them. But I like this move. Because, again, let's say you get to week 5, week 6, and it looks like, damn, Dalvin's over the hill. He's done. It cost you couch change. It's not going to cost them anything. He's not going to get any big money. So whenever you can get out of a deal or it's not going to cost you any money, I'm all for it. But I just feel like they probably should have brought in Dalvin Cook a year or two ago.
Of course they should.
After watching this preseason and Trey Lance being the best running back on the team, I get it.
Anybody who's ever listened to me at all at some point has heard me say, and before we get into this, let me suggest that we have a big show coming up in person on Saturday, which I'm excited about, at Slackers on St. Mary's. Rudy and I will be doing the first In the Building UT postgame show this Saturday. The St. Mary's location near downtown, as that particular location celebrates its 6-year anniversary, happens to be the opener of college football, Texas and Colorado State. And Rudy and I will be in there. I'll be watching the game at Slackers. It's a 2:30 kickoff. The birthday party starts at noon. I'll probably get there around 2:15, watch the game, and then do post-game with Rudy on Love You Hard TV and YouTube and all the Twitters and everything. So thank you to Slackers, the studio host of In the Building. All right, so anyone who's ever listened to me for any length of time has heard me say at some point that Jerry is always the last guy in the room to know. Dollar late, penny short. He's always the last guy to get it, on anything.
Right.
Oh, coaching changes are always a year late. They were late getting Dak his money. They should have paid Dak when he was first up. They would have saved $100 million, and that contract would have ended last season, and they could have gotten rid of him, which would have justified giving CeeDee that kind of money. Everything they do is late, and I was right there with you last year on Dalvin Cook because I didn't like all this stupid trust in Tony Pollard either last year, and and so they let him go. Then they had nothing, and then they decided to go with the shit they had last year, and now you go to Zeke Elliott. But I'm with you. They're all. By the way, and they either are late or they bring Zeke back just because he played here. Zeke Elliott still would not be in the NFL if it weren't for the Cowboys. He'd be done. They're the only team that would have picked him up in the offseason. Right? I'm sick of the Cowboys, Rudy. I can't agree with you more. So Rudy sent me this.
What I send you?
Go ahead.
No, what I send you?
The shit Jerry said. Thought you did.
Oh, I did.
You mentioned it to me, yeah. All right. The quotes are just, and I'm not even that. I mean, I'm not even pissed. I'm just stunning.
No,
even for Jerry,
I love it. I love it
even
because
for
it's
Jerry.
I love it because it's content. But if I step back, if I wasn't doing this, I would be reading it like he really don't get it. He really doesn't get it. Like for us, like, hey, I appreciate you, Jerry. Good looking out. You threw us a lob. But read the quotes.
All right. He might need to be medicated or institutionalized. Jerry tells Fox News, quote, "I've done it all. So I have an inordinate amount of confidence that, if anybody can figure out how to get this shit done, I can figure out how to get it done."
Why is he dropping F-bombs? Was he off his meds?
"I've been there every which way from Sunday and busted my ass a bunch. There's nobody living out cutting and shooting that can't give you a bunch of times they busted their ass. So hell no, there's nobody that could fucking come in here and do all the contracts and be a GM any better than I can.
I want me
Plus,
some glory
I'm where the buck stops. When it's fucked up, I got to cover it. There's nobody else that can do it. There's nobody that could effing come in here and do all the contracts and be a GM any better than I can." That's a Hall of Famer, Rudy. He is in the Hall of Fame.
For what?
As an executive and a contributor. So, more Jerry, more F-bombs. "I fucking have hundreds of bad days. I'm emotional about it sometimes. Well, running this thing, that's who I want to make the last call. Now, when I can't fucking think, when I'm old and I can't do it, when I'm old." He's 81. When I'm old. when I'm old and can't even do it. The reason I don't let somebody else be the GM is because I don't have anybody that I'll let do it actually right. They're going to have to come to me because I know what it is you're going to pay for. I know how it's going to get paid. Nobody I let come in here and be the GM would do it right. And they're going to have to come to me anyway because I know where it is that you're going to pay for it. So even if he hired a GM, he still says he would tell the GM how to run the team. Quote, I say, guys, y'all never seen a meeting when they had no money, right? We could have had a meeting when there wasn't any money. And I said, can any of you imagine not enough money coming through the doors to pay the overhead? When I walked in this, nobody had money coming in. Now they do. Again, money. The money they make is that's winning. That's winning to him. Last point. If I didn't give a shit, if this wasn't fun for me to do or interesting for me to do, whatever you want to call it, the facts are I really would rather be fucking around like this. The point is I love this shit. That's Jerry.
Time out. Time out.
Full of cuss.
Why is he? What was he? Jerry was drinking, and I don't care because you know what? Guess what? I drink and come on the pod and talk shit too. So I know when somebody's drinking because there's no reason to drop 3 F-bombs in one little sitting with whoever you're sitting. Look, there's layers to this, Mike, and the layers are
3 onions worth. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of teams out there, and this is me defending Jerry since I've been bashing the Cowboys since we started tonight. There's a lot of teams out there that are in this for the money, and we don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. We're just like, hey, man, that some owners just are here to. It's an investment, just like Target or whatever. However they accumulated their billions. We don't care. But when Jerry does it, it bothers us. But Jerry ain't the only one out of these 32 that are just in this to make money. If we win, it's gravy. Because again, after the janitor is paid, after the people that come into the stadium and pick up all the popcorn and trash is paid, after everybody's paid, they take home $1 billion profit.
Yes, sir. Every year.
That is success. There's not a lot of business. I could probably count on one hand how many businesses take home $1 billion in profit after everybody's gotten their check. So
I know some 32 of them.
Yeah, in some ways it is successful, but as to you, the people watching us, at what point is that not enough for you? You ain't this loyal to your mom. You ain't this loyal to your kids. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Cowboy fans. Like,
no, I know.
There is nobody in your phone, Cowboy fan. Look in your phone. Scroll through your contacts and tell me anybody that you would be this loyal to after they continue to piss on your forehead and tell you it's raining. Mm-hmm. How many times would you let somebody in your contacts piss on you this many times and you continue to support them with your time and your money? Mm-hmm. There's nobody in any of you Cowboy fans out there, any of you 200-300 people watching, you're more loyal to the Cowboys than anybody in your contact list. Why?
I'm not. Certainly not after this. This is the last straw for me. And I'm going to make this my punch. I'm going to make this my punch presented by the law office of Orlando Kill. Punch Jerry Jones for saying that no other human being can possibly go to the Cowboys and be better running the Cowboys than him. Punch him for that. I tell this team what to do every year. It's never done it. And I finally quit giving a shit. I told them if you're going to not sign Dak, that's fine. Then go ahead and sign CeeDee, even though I don't pay wide receivers that kind of money. But if you're going to have a cheap ass quarterback next year, fine. But they're probably still going to sign Dak. They'll have Micah, Dak, and CeeDee next year. And people from the San Antonio Brahmas, or rookies. This thing's going nowhere but down. There's no way they're going to do any better than they did last year. They're not going to even get close to last year. So I would like to make
you don't even think they're going to make the wild. You don't even got them making the wild card.
No. They're 7-10 at best. At best. So I need to make a quick announcement here.
Oh,
I'm Mike Taylor of Sound Mind and Body of San Antonio, Texas, and co-host and co-proprietor of Love You Hard TV and co-host of In the Building, hereby renounce my Cowboys fandom. Henceforth, I hope the goddamn Dallas Cowboys fucking lose their games. I'm out. I will talk about them, and I will be unbiased.
We have to. We have to.
Because that's my audience. If this show expands, though, into a national show, fuck the Cowboys. I'll talk about them when they make the news, but otherwise I won't. I'm absolutely done with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm done. I'm going to cover them, but I'm going to cover them kind of like you know what? It's not even fair. I was going to say I cover them like UTSA because I actually like UTSA and I like Jeff. I don't give a shit. I guess it's more indifference too. I don't give a shit about the Cowboys, honestly. And Jerry does not deserve to have winning success, like on the field. No, he counts success in dollars for sure. It means a hell of a lot more to him than winning, but it doesn't mean a hell of a lot more to me. As a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, knowing that winning is not the most important thing, I am not going to endure that anymore. I'm not going to support idiocy and buffoonery, especially when it repeats itself over and over. I'm a history teacher. What kind of credibility am I going to have if, as a history teacher, I continue to repeat bullshit and bad history? I want to repeat good history. And Jerry Jones is never going to repeat the history of Jimmy Johnson and before his time. Out.
Only reason why, shout out to Ram Hernandez, 1999. Haven't bought any Cowboy gear or gone to a game since 2017. Huge Cowboy, always will, but ain't spent a dime since then. Good for you, Ram. The only reason why this one is egregious is because now it's just like, first of all, it's always been this way, but this was the biggest nanny boo boo comment. And
I'm out.
It's a top 3 nanny boo boo Jerry comment. Like, first of all, there's 31 GMs better than you.
Mm-hmm.
You're in last place in GMing. Dead last. I'm not even giving you credit for the offensive line and the moves that you do make, right? Because I know you trust Will McClay enough to let him do what he does. Shout out to Alex with the shotgun. 6 months of membership. You'll be back in a week, Mayor. Don't lie to us. Cool, whatever. But sit there and laugh and joke and drop F-bombs like, I'm the best. Nobody can do what I can.
Yeah. Just rubbing our noses.
Yeah. Like, dog, come
dude.
on, Jerry. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Like, dog,
it's one thing to say, look, I can handle this job. I'm good, GM.
Right.
It's another thing to say there's no human beings on the fucking planet that can come in here and do better than me. Dude, miss me for that. I'm done. That's it. That was the last
And Joe Trahan and the rest of the Cowboy handlers, y'all got to do a better job of keeping him on a leash.
Okay. Yeah,
like
Trump will stay on point next.
You can't allow. Yeah, you can't do that either. There's no controlling certain people, obviously. But y'all got to watch that man's alcohol intake before he does before he makes these type of comments. He was buzzing, and I say stupid shit when I'm buzzing. That's how I know he was buzzing. Dude. F-bombs.
Really doesn't think it. I know. Oh, he cusses like a sailor for sure. Just not usually like that in an interview. Not usually like that. All right, who you punching?
I'm punching Cowboy fans.
Cool.
Because they ain't going they ain't going nowhere. And the blind loyalty in sports, period. And it's not just you, Cowboy fan. It's all of us. In some way, shape, or form. This whole idea that, well, that's who you said you were a fan of when you were 6 years old, so you're never allowed to change, is the dumbest shit ever. It's the dumbest shit ever. It's so stupid. Like, oh, well, that's what my dad raised me. I remember driving up to Dallas, the Cowboy Stadium, when I was 7. You're 53.
Like this character.
You're 53. It doesn't matter. Oh, it just reminds me of my dad. Shout out to your dad. I love your dads. Thank you to all the great dads out there that took your kids to see the Cowboys when they were deserving to be going to see and being rooted for. This is horseshit. There's people out there listening that haven't talked to family members or their brothers and sisters in years because of a mishap at Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? But the Cowboys, I can't leave them. I ain't talked to my brother in 6 years.
Yep.
My blood brother. I ain't talked to him in 6 years. He's an asshole. He gets on my nerves. Fuck him. But the Cowboys, can't leave them.
Yep.
You're stupid.
It is the sweet meat of Cowboys' girlfriend that y'all can't.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Hey, Ram. No, Ram says some of us love our dads. That's awesome, Ram. You should. But some of the shit our parents raised us on, we could distance from after a certain point in our lives when we feel like,
including the Dallas Cowboys.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I hereby need a divorce lawyer.
Are you being serious?
I'm serious. I'm done with them. I like the Dolphins and the Bengals. Those are my two teams. I like Joe Burrow, and I'm a Dolphin at heart.
You're only a Dolphin because of the damn soundbite. That's the only reason you're a Dolphin.
No, my spirit animal is the Dolphin. We've talked about that.
Got you.
That's
you're
my
right.
Spirit animal. Although I'm told I offend Native Americans by having a spirit animal if I'm not full-blooded Native American, but I'm partly, so I get to do it. So my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Katohuyuk, that gives me the right to have a spirit animal. It's a dolphin. All right, I need a divorce lawyer too. Not quitting Tua, that's my guy. But I am going to quit the Cowboys for sure. Our guy is Orlando Kill. If it is time for you to get a divorce, like 50% of the married population in this country, that's facts. Orlando's the guy. Hit him up straight away at 210-775-4995, or you can email him directly. It's orlandoklaw@gmail.com. orlandoklaw@gmail.com. Vince is in here with another $1.99. Jerry needs to stay away from Johnny Walker Blue. It's just, it's the same old jokes because he's the same old joke. We've been doing Johnny Walker jokes since 2000 when we had Chan Gailey and Dave Campo. We've been doing old man jokes for 20 years. It's the same old, and it ain't going to have me on the train anymore. That's it. Bullshit.
I'm not mad at you, brother.
Rooting for Cincinnati and Miami. God dang it. All right, we have a big announcement here on this show tonight. It is in the building with Mike and Rudy. I want to welcome our new construction partner. We have a new official construction company up in the building here for a little while. So a couple of weeks ago, I threw out on the show that our Sunday night shows are for sale. Our Sunday night shows are for sale. We have a lot of people that watch our Sunday night shows. They're really going to be watching this Sunday night during the football season when we're the first show in the town, I think, to talk Cowboys. And if y'all need to get your Cowboy on, we'll be on every Sunday night. So I put these shows up for sale. Well, wouldn't you know it, for 3 Sundays in September, Del Carmen Construction is going to be the official construction company of In the Building. And those Sunday nights, we're going to name the show after Del Carmen. It's going to be, there's 3 Sunday nights in September that will change the name of the show to In the Building, presented by Del Carmen Construction. Title sponsor on Sunday nights. How about that? Thank you so much to Del Carmen Construction, man. All right, you'll be hearing more about them as the days come and go. Shout out to the Florida Little League who defended America. Yeah. They beat Bernie, and they won the championship. That should make Bernie feel pretty good. The team that beat you won the world title. They beat Chinese Taipei. And so the
great game. That was a great game, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It was a very good game.
They had a walk-off situation. That was awesome. Chinese Taipei ain't easy to beat. Did you see the welcome home the Bernie team got? I thought that was cool by Bernie in San Antonio.
Getting the parade. Yeah, that's cool.
Where's the parade?
What do you mean I've been rode hard and put away wet? Do I seem tired?
I don't know. Not to me.
Okay, good. Someone says I seem hard. I've been put away wet and rode hard.
Your internet seems tired. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty terrible.
Apologize. We're working on
it. Having his moments.
It's not doing good for your hostage-looking situation either. It adds to the situation because it's like terrible quality. So it's like somebody just pulled out like a VHS camcorder and made you say
I've got a guy
stuff.
there's a dude with a machete over here behind me.
You got to do Morse code with your eyelids.
Yeah, there's an ice cooler over here where they're going to put all my parts when they cut them off after I make my message to the media.
See, right now it's fine. It just has its moments. Right now you're good.
In and out.
Right now you're good.
It's in between.
I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm super sorry, guys. Good. So I know how to fix it. I'm simply I need my gear to be closer to the equipment,
or vice
versa.
That's above my pay grade.
Well, you mean my equipment needs to be closer to my stuff, or my stuff needs to be closer to my
equipment?
Either
way, yes, and yes.
All right, I was going to mention Mariah Carey. She's had a hell of a day.
Awful. She had an awful day.
The noted singer, who has shot out a couple of kids from that skinny TV host that has like 14 kids with 7 women all at the same time, that polygamist himself.
Mr. Nick Cannon.
Name? Oh, Nick Cannon, that's right. Big Nick the Cannon. All right, so Mariah Carey has lost both her mother and her sister on the same day.
How?
Both dying. So I guess they died separately?
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
The Times-Union reported tonight that one of her loved ones, Allison, her sister Allison, who was largely estranged from Mariah over the years. She and Mariah and her sister Allison did not get along all the time. Well, Allison died from complications with organ function and had been in hospice care in recent days. Now, Patricia, her mom, also died today. Mariah Carey's mom, Patricia, was a Juilliard-trained opera singer who obviously passed on the chops to Mariah, and who Mariah credits as the inspiration to her to go into singing. Patricia had Mariah with a guy called Roy Carey years ago. So mom dies, sister dies, same day, but different from, like, they weren't like in a car wreck, they were apart. That is highly unfortunate.
And I think when you're estranged, it makes it work. Like every family goes through it, right? Every family, you get to the funeral. It's been years since you've seen each other and you sell each other. We got to stop only getting together during bad times, right? Mm-hmm. So what happens is when your sister passes and y'all been fighting about whatever, she wanted more money from you. You said no, you cut her off. So y'all have been estranged. But when somebody dies and that person dies and you realize that y'all were fighting over something stupid, I think being estranged makes those tougher to deal with because you never really got to say what you wanted to. So, if her and her sister were estranged, it still doesn't mean it don't cut deep. And then to boot, your mom passes as well.
Word. Sucks for Mariah. She can cry in her millions. What else today? Someone bought 3 coffees. That's fine. You're renouncing again, but you say they're going to be 7-10 every year, and every year they win double-digit games. Rudy tried telling you last week about Dak. Oh, thank you. Okay, they're going 7-10. Everything this year points towards them sucking. Eventually, the law of averages is going to catch up. It will. That's enough, Cowboy. I'm sick of their asses. I'm not a fan of them. Why would I care? We're going to talk about them, but I don't want to. Today was a good day. What'd y'all do today? Did y'all work? I worked all day, so I'm tired. I did have time to go for a nice long walk today. It
Good for you.
wasn't so hot.
It felt great outside. That's why I didn't know why LG put it was 108. LG said it was 108.
That wasn't today. That wasn't.
Oh, okay. I saw the. Okay, you just posted it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what? I walked around because I was waiting on. I walked around 1, but it still felt amazing. And again, 90 degrees in San Antonio is amazing. I even posted that. I'm like, that's how bad our weather is. They're like,
still hot.
They had clouds. We had some clouds, and it was only 90. So I was like, oh, my walk was easy today. Last week was brutal trying to walk. I'm talking about brutal. So we're supposed to be low 90s all week. I'll take it. Like right now, it's like 79. Yeah, so I'll take that.
Going to be down in the low 90s on the building radio. I worked my ass off at school. At school.
What'd you do today, LG?
I was in the 09 all day.
What's the 09? That's San Marcos?
No,
it's Alamo Heights, sir.
It's the whites. Alamo whites.
White people.
I know a Mexican girl who lives in the 09. I know that because I know
there's
her.
a lot. There's a lot of them. Yeah,
I sleep next to her every night.
Nah, I was over there at Mount Calvary Lutheran Church.
Stone Oak is wider than Alamo Heights. I'm willing to bet money on that.
I don't know about that.
Well,
Heights got that old money, dog. It's different.
That's old money. You know, that's old money. Yeah, that's like generational wealth, like you like to talk about all the time. That's one of your favorite phrases. That's because I want it. I want money. What was that tune back in the day? I want to be rich, full of love, peace, and happiness.
Why are you
By the way,
recording me?
that was racist when you said Alamo Whites. Like, what's wrong with being white?
Oh,
nothing. I'm half white.
I know. What? So why you got to cram on your half side?
Well, I'm not. That's what people call it.
For you years. And I had sex and made a baby, LG, we'd have a combination baby like Tiger.
They call it Alamo Whites.
I mean, that's what we called it in high school when we were growing up. We said a lot of things.
Hey, F you, Jacob. Look at Jacob talking smack.
Because I went to Mac, and it was right down the street from, right down Broadway. So they would always talk shit about him.
Yeah. And see, when I was coming up, Jacob says, look at Mike, looks like he just passed me a blunt. He does look a little chinky eyed. Oh, I can't say that.
I'm drinking water, man.
Oh. No, see, when I was coming up, we thought Mac was rich. We thought the MacArthur and the Churchill. MacArthur, Churchill.
Churchill for sure.
Yeah, Mac, Churchill, and Clark. Hell, Churchill and Clark had the Gucci Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Now Churchill's not so much.
When I got here, I heard about the Gucci Bowl. Clark, Churchill. I'm like, okay, this is...
The Churchill area went the opposite of gentrification.
No, that whole area is not rich. That's... that's middle class hell.
Don't do it.
Suburban hell.
Now you got Reagan and Johnson. What's that?
Generic
like the Stone Oak Bowl. Reagan and Johnson.
Yeah. Stone Oak Bowl. I look like I smoked a bowl. Apparently, I'm just tired.
And to keep it rolling, I might have to homeschool my 5-year-old. It ain't getting no better.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Dog, she had another meltdown today.
Which Monday is a new week.
Dog, I was like, so today we're like, all right, you come home, you're grounded. Like, this is enough already. Like, now you're just mad. Like, it was one thing for me to feel like, oh, sad. Now you just like, I just don't want to do this shit. So today we came home, like, no TV, no iPad, right numbers. This is embarrassing at this point. Like, flat out, I'm like, yo, this is the 6th day. It's one thing to be like, go in and you're a little sad, but she's had a full-blown meltdown in the middle of the hallway today again. I'm like, yo, all right, you're grounded.
What happened on Friday? What happened Friday?
Meltdown.
I thought she got a little tiny bit better.
No, meltdown Friday, meltdown today. Meltdown. Like, I'm not going in there.
So she got a little pissed off today, I see, huh?
Yeah, now
when you get home, you're grounded.
You're grounded when you get home. Like, no, we're not doing this shit. You're grounded. Man. We'll see. She's stubborn like her mama.
What's
stubborn
her reaction to the groundation? Whatever. Go ahead.
Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit, Mike. She's my headache child. The other two are great. This one's gonna be a pain in my arse. Full meltdown. 6th day. All the rest of the kids are like, everybody. My child, the only one crying. It's a hallway by 80 kids. Everybody looking at her like, yo, it's day 6. What's up with Ellie? I don't know either, Brad.
I don't know either, Brad. Even Bentley's sitting like she's supposed to. You should be ashamed.
Oh,
all
God.
Right. What else today before we get the hell out of here? Oh, we got to get our sponsors in, boys. GC Services Roofing and Construction. My God, these boys at GC. They just kick ass when it comes to doing roof work. I've seen the work they've done with mine own eyes on multiple occasions. I've had several happy Thunderdomers reach out to me and tell me that these people kick butt when they went over there. It is GC Services Roofing. Whether you are a residential dude or you've got commercial property, maybe you need some solar, our roofing company is GC Services Roofing, and they will pay the first $500 of your deductible in the month of September if you get a full roof replacement. And I repeat, if you get a full roof replacement in the month of September, GC will cover your deductible up to $500 because they love you hard. It is GC Roofing, 210-347-0426, or you can email them, gcservicesroofing.com, gcservicesroofing.com. We had big baseball history tonight.
What happened?
You ever heard of Danny Jansen?
No. Who is he?
Well,
what does he play?
He was the backup Blue Jays catcher. Okay. Got traded to the Red Sox.
Okay.
Here's the weird part. He was playing in Boston when he got traded. So he was on the field for the Blue Jays, found out that he got traded, literally got his wallet and keys, walked around the other side of the stadium to the Red Sox dugout and joined them during the game. And Boston put him on the field.
No, they didn't.
For them. Yes, they did.
I love it.
It is the first time
Great bit.
in Major League history that a guy gets traded to a team he's playing against and plays for that team against his former team on the same game. First time it's ever happened where a guy appeared for two teams in the same game. How weird is that? I think the Red Sox were just like, let's just shake some shit up here and make some news. It's never been done in the history of the league.
Didn't the Missions just trade someone or two people during a game just this season?
It's happened. Well, the Padres traded prospects, and the Missions had no choice because that's their big league club.
You can't let them finish out the game?
I know, it's weird.
No,
it's stupid.
No. Because what if we consummate
what if he
trade,
gets hurt? Yeah, what if he gets hurt?
And a guy standing on second base, and he's rounding third, and he pops a patellar tendon or something. They can't risk that. Yeah. So it happened today. That's great. Danny Jensen's. That's a trivia question for the rest of time.
Hey, because we don't run from smoke. Jesus just reminded me. Well, you had Deion news. Let's talk about it.
Deion news. No, I don't run from smoke. We just get to stuff when we can. I do have Deion news.
You smoking reefers?
Presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. We'll even give Deion his own sponsor tonight.
Got
7 locations, including the one up in Bernie, the home of the defending runner-ups in the history of America this year, Little League Baseball, Bernie Little League. We got 7 total Texas Cheers. They still have August specials going on the rest of the week. At 818 Tequila Blanco on sale for just $24.99 a bottle. Or you can get any one of those 4 different versions of Sterling wine, whether it's the Cab, the Pinot Grigio, Merlot, or Pinot Noir. You can get one of those bottles for just $9.99 or two of them for just $14. Not Tua, two of them for just $14.99. But
and
they do also have the Hawk Tua special at Texas Cheer right now.
The Hawk Tua cocktail to go bag, baby. I just restocked them tonight. And I'll be reminding people all week that Monday, which is Labor Day, they are open on Monday. So let's say Sunday gets a little bit crazy, but then Monday you need a refill. Monday, Texas Cheer Liquor is open on Labor Day. Of course, closed Sunday like every Texas liquor store, but Monday, right at 10 a.m., Texas Cheer Liquor is open. So come see us if you need to get a refill for the barbecue. I'll remind y'all all week.
Yeah. Hey, so it was a makeup game that was delayed. He was batting for Toronto when the game got called. Today's game was continuation from that game. Still a kick-ass story.
It's still a kick-ass story. Yeah, man. Forget you with your semantics, Mario.
They technically played the same game, you know. It was 14 hours apart, but the same game from a continuation.
Period.
You conveniently left that detail out.
It's because it's you know why?
Because it wasn't as interesting if I gave that part.
Yeah, exactly. Why mess up a great story with facts?
That's right. That's true. I didn't lie. I just left some shit out.
Shout out to Tokito Muchiro, who's back up in here again.
I don't lie.
What up,
I just
Tokito?
embellish and leave things out, or maybe change names and dates to protect the guilty. But the principles of the stories are all the truth.
It would have been badass though if he had actually ran around
within 30 minutes.
Yeah, that would have
been the game.
He goes running,
throwing his uniform on the ground and put on the new one.
Yeah.
Big Al, be funny if Jerry would bring Hawk Tua girl to his suite during a Cowboy game. I totally can see it. Why not? It's a bit. It'll get Jerry attention. It's funny. Totally could see her showing up at a Cowboy game this year. Why not?
Yeah, whatever.
This is an organization in which Nelson Mandela used to go to games. Now we get Hawk Tua up there spitting on Jerry's chewed up bubble gum in the press box. That thing hadn't been hard in a minute. Maybe that's why he's dog cussing in interviews now, because that thing, even if you spit on it, it's just dead. It's just dead. Jerry's gone dead from the waist down. Maybe that's the problem.
You're talking about Deion, sir.
Oh, yeah, Deion.
Jesus.
So Deion's getting dragged here.
What did he do?
Butt hurt over a columnist for the Denver Post that doesn't think Deion's legit, thinks Deion's a fraud, and has written several columns in the last year, being critical of Deion. Has come up with a series of like nicknames for Deion, Coach Fraud, just silly stuff like that. And so they're having their weekly press conference the other day, and this columnist from the Denver Post asked a question. Deion's like, nope, next. Don't take questions from you. Period. And the guy's like, wait, what? Nope, don't take questions from you. And then Deion chastised the guy. So here's the story in the New York Post. Deion Sanders spoke generally about the negative criticism he faces as Colorado's head coach over the weekend, while not directly addressing a ban on a columnist for the Denver Post. Deion basically defended himself, today, because over the weekend, this Denver Post columnist was in there. His name is Sean Keeler, and he's asking questions. Deion didn't like it, wouldn't answer a question, then took some shots at the columnist. And the next day, Colorado announces that they've banned this guy from covering the team.
That's not cool.
Next question.
That's not cool. Columnist. Says Deion Sanders is on the defense again, according to the New York Post. The Buffaloes have banned Denver Post columnist Sean Keeler from asking questions of Deion or any members of the football program. Questions. Been banned from the building. This comes after the school said Sanders faced a series of, quote, personal attacks. The athletic department in a statement says after a series of sustained personal attacks on the football program and specifically Coach Prime, the CU athletic department in conjunction with the football program have decided not to take questions from Denver Post columnist Sean Keeler at football-related events. They say Keeler's allowed to go to games. He just can't ask any questions.
Okay, so
he can go write columns, but he can't ask questions in the locker room anymore.
There's a couple layers to this.
Wow.
So I haven't read it. Yeah, I haven't read any of the columns, but if the columns are personal attacks, I guess I get it. But if the column comes off as personal because he's chastising the team for shitting the bed after they started off 4-0, it's fair. Like, just because it comes off as personal to you, Deion, because you don't deal well with criticism, clearly. Look, I criticized Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells. I've criticized Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich. So I don't have no problem criticizing Deion when it's worthy. And I have to read the columns before I can make a judgment. But if the columns are personal and they are personal attacks, I get it. But if these columns are just this guy making fun of the team because the team stunk up the bed after they start off 4-0 and we ain't coming, we here, then yeah, that's Bush League on Deion's part. Hell, even a couple weeks ago, remember when he's like, CBS, I ain't talking to you. And that guy's like, well, I'm CBS Denver, bro. That got nothing to do. I know that. I know. But I'm done with CBS as a whole. So running from questions isn't a good look on you, Deion, when you run your mouth as much as you do. Whenever you put everything on social media. Y'all right. Like when you put yourselves out there like that, people are going to attack you, fair or unfair. So I get why people are dragging Deion. I get it. Like, and again, I love Deion. I'll continue to root for the Buffaloes, but when he's wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you. And if these aren't really personal attacks on him, it is weak sauce, and it's weak sauce on Colorado for bowing down to him. But Colorado's understanding that we make more money in these last 2 years than we have in 20 years. And somebody like USC or the Cowboys are going to be coming for Deion soon. So we're going to bend over backwards to keep him because he makes us a whole lot of money. And we ain't made money in 20 years. So I get Colorado doing that, but it's weak sauce on Colorado and Deion's part if this isn't really personal.
Well, Keeler has referred to Deion in past columns as, quote, deposition Deion, because he's violating NIL policies. He's called him the Bruce Lee of bullshit, but the Bruce Lee of BS in his column. A false prophet, while also using phrases like Planet Prime, that's what he calls the campus now, Planet Prime, and the Deion Kool-Aid, and has called the program a circus. Basically, he's saying what you just said. Deion could murder somebody on the campus, and Colorado would get mad at us for asking why,
It's murder.
They've allowed Deion to take over the program too much so.
Well, then I would tell Deion never take a job in New York. If he can't handle that.
Oh, shit. Or the Cowboys.
If you can't handle that. Now, well, Clarence and them guys would kiss Deion's ass. Like, I love Clarence and I love all of those guys, but they ain't going to come after Deion.
Yeah, but not those columnists. They wouldn't kiss Deion's ass.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Deion. I got to look more into this story because it sounds a little like Deion, like, yo, bro, y'all talk a lot of shit.
A lot.
Players y'all talk a lot. Yeah, y'all gotta talk. Y'all talk a lot of shit, man. Y'all gotta take some of the bad with this. Like it can't all be rosy now, Deion. Mm-hmm. Like, come on now, bro.
Deion got real shitty with his columnist. This whole thing got spurred because the guy asked a question to Deion. It was just a regular question. It wasn't like anything personal, but Deion, like, I'm not taking no more questions from you. And so he got into a back and forth with the columnist. This dude Keeler's like, why? And Deion said that you're always being on the attack. What happened to get you like this? Basically, I'm concerned for you. Bullshit, total fake concern.
Yeah,
no,
bullshit.
For real, I'm concerned for you. What happened to you to make you get like this? He says, no, I'm serious. I want to help you because it's not normal. After the exchange, Keeler then wrote a column that night.
What'd he say?
And called Deion a confident man who suddenly looked and acted and sounded afraid of me. So this guy Keeler called Deion afraid that night. Keeler went and wrote a column about Deion going, "What's wrong with you? Let me help you." And Keeler called him afraid. And then the next day, Colorado bans the guy from ever asking another question from anybody at CU football again.
Ooh, see, that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope. And I think the journalists in that area, in that region, all of them that are in that locker room or press conference room should have this guy's back, because at any moment it could be you. You could be next when you're trying to be honest. So they really should band together against this, because now you're like, okay, so now I can't criticize you with a little, okay, Planet Prime and Deposition Deion. Like maybe some of the things are a little bit too far, but pull me to the side. Let's talk about it. Like, hey man, I think you went too far here. Like that's what used to happen. Like guys would go and write their columns. The players or the coach would pull that person aside and say, hey man, let's talk about this. I didn't like this. You know what I mean? Like that's how we used to handle things back in the day. So Deion's being a little sensitive. I think I'm on this journalist side on this one.
It's funny because Deion used to get into shit with media when I covered the Cowboys.
Remember, he poured ice cold water on McCarver. Where's McCarver?
This is nothing new from Deion. Yeah.
Right.
So my boy Randy Galloway called him nine-toed Deion one day in a column because Deion had real bad turf toe. This is before he had the amputation. This is when he was still playing.
Oh, okay.
And Galloway was saying that Deion didn't need to be playing because he was too hurt. The turf toe was killing him and it was affecting his game. And criticized the Cowboys for, coddling Deion. Criticizing Jerry for kissing Deion's ass and just letting Deion, like, he shouldn't be playing. And called him nine-toed Deion. And Deion got super pissed at Randy. And Randy Galloway was the kind of guy that if he would write something bad about you, he would be in the locker room the next day, just in case you want to ask him about it. That's how he did business. And Deion jumped Randy's ass, got all up in his grill, and like Randy's an old man, didn't actually push him or anything. Randy didn't give a shit. But Deion's been very sensitive since day one. And if Deion thinks he's going to go to USC and ban reporters from the LA Times, that shit ain't happening.
No.
If Deion thinks he's going to go to the Cowboys and tell the Dallas Morning News, no
Come on, man.
Y'all. Okay.
Come on, man.
Good luck. Yeah, no way.
Jay Glenn, thanks for the $2. Just win games this year, Coach Prime. That's right. They gotta win 8-9 games. They ain't gotta go undefeated, but they gotta win 8-9 games this year, because the way that shit ended last year was embarrassing. And again, I love Deion, but I'm gonna touch him up when he needs to be touched up. That was embarrassment last year.
He went 4-8.
That was an embarrassment.
Banning folks from the room. All right, Ribaldo Realty Group, you'll never ban them. And you will not regret your decision to go with Jay. That's our guy, Jay Ribaldo. It's that Jay Ribaldo it's that KW Realty Group and the Jay Ribaldo Realty Group. He offices right there in that big, huge KW office right there at 1604 in Vance Jackson. But he covers all this area, San Antonio, Bexar County, and he'll go down to the hinterlands too for you if you have a house to sell, a house to buy, land maybe to put up for sale or buy. Jay Ribaldo's our guy, 210-887-1081. You can email him directly, jribaldo@kw.com. jribaldo@kw.com. All right, so, I usually don't get too worked up over young dudes criticizing the older generation because it's just silly. But Magic Johnson called Anthony Edwards out. It was Ant who said that other than Michael Jordan, nobody was very skilled in the 1990s. And Magic got asked about that. Did you see this story?
Yeah, so this is this thing called there's a podcast out there called Earn Your Leisure. 2 black dudes, they teach people about investing and real estate. Okay. Well, they have this thing every year called Invest Fest. And one of the keynote hosts was Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. had on Irvin Magic Johnson. Stephen A. Smith said Anthony Edwards said this, and Magic Johnson said what, Mike? I was just setting it up to throw it to you.
Thank you very much. So what Anthony Edwards said was that guys in the 90s, other than Jordan, were not as skilled. It's a dumbass thing to say. Here's what Ant said. Quote, I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it. They say it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then. Jordan was the only one that really had skill. You know what I mean? Hey, dude, you started the sentence off by saying, I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it. But here's 2 paragraphs on why everybody sucked ass in the 90s.
What? Yeah, Larry Bird didn't have no skill, Mike.
And says that's why when everybody saw Kobe come up, they were like, oh, my God, because Kobe had skill they'd never seen before. Dude, come on, man. Oh, and then Magic, of course, gets asked about it at this seminar. And Magic, with that big Watt smile of his, is laughing. And Magic said, I never respond to a guy who's never won a championship. He didn't win a college championship. I don't even know if he won a high school championship. So calls out Anthony Edwards for not ever having won shit. Okay. That doesn't mean he can't have an opinion on the skill level of the league in the 90s. Of course, guys are more athletic than ever before. Every sport on the planet right now has the best athletes it's ever had. And in 20 more years, it'll have better athletes than they have now. Now, maybe athletic-wise, but skill-wise, guys, other than Steph Curry, I don't think the NBA shoots any higher percent than it really ever has.
No.
Like if you look at the shooting percentage of the league in 1992 and compare it to 2024, hell, all the 3-point shots everybody takes now, I would think that the NBA had a higher shooting percentage in the 90s because you didn't shoot so many threes and so you made more shots. So it's just goofy to say that no one had any skill but Jordan back in the day.
It's just he was just
Allen
that
Iverson
much.
had no skills. Okay, dude.
Isaiah
whatever.
Thomas, Larry Bird, Kareem, Magic. I mean, like
David
Mike
Robinson,
was just
Hakeem
that much.
Olajuwon.
Right. He was just
No
that
skill.
much better.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, he was just that much better than everybody. That doesn't mean the rest of the guys couldn't play. It was a dumb comment by
He's a kid.
He's a kid. He's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's in Minnesota. Good luck. They got their ass handed to him by the Mavericks, who then got their ass royally handed to them.
Right.
I thought Minnesota was further along. Ant needs to just, I know you hate the word shut up and dribble, but in this case, why don't you not speak on the 90s?
Yeah.
I'm not saying shut up. Talk on things
I got you.
know and see if you can't get Minnesota.
I mean, if Rudy Jay, who never even played high school basketball, can have an opinion, Anthony can too, but it just wasn't correct.
Correct.
Especially don't start the sentence by saying I didn't watch.
Yeah, and I can't speak on it. But they all sucked. All right, man. That's it.
Right.
I've got to get to sleep. All right. Later. All right. Enjoy your day tomorrow, everybody. Screw the Cowboys. Go Longhorns. We'll see you in here for, I don't know, what's tomorrow? Ass Whip Tuesday. Love you all hard. Subscribe to this show and tell your buddies, dang it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, man, where's the rum? For real, dog. I could use a drink today, actually.
Yeah, you not drinking it tonight so far?
No. I'll wait. I got Labor Day weekend coming up. I better chill. We got family coming in town this weekend. I need to hydrate.
This show is messing up my love life.
You know how to wake her up?
I can't. Tap her on the shoulder with it.
Nah, you can't tap. Tap ain't gonna work, son.
Michael Irvin would do that. That was his bit. When he was Mike Irvin, he could do that. They were just horrid anyway.
Love y'all hard.
This on the air, LG.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.